It's crazy what a difference a year makes. You know, when you think back to a year ago, it was a very different situation for me, obviously, and not sure exactly when I'd be able to come back and how that comeback would go. If I'd still be able to compete in IndyCar at the same level, and to fast forward the clock and kind of see where we've ended up now, sitting on the pole of the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500. It's pretty incredible. It's probably not something that any of us really predicted coming into it, but it's definitely something that we're happy about and something we're looking forward to. Yeah, I mean, this week is tough. There's no doubt. We had our last kind of big group practice session after qualifying on Monday there, which is it's a bittersweet day because qualifying weekend is so tough. It's so draining emotionally, and it's so stressful. You almost want a day off right after that, but at the same time, it's super valuable track time. 4 hours of track time to run and race trim. And as you say, I mean, Friday is our last day on track. We're just doing media, sponsor, all sorts of events, things like that in the meantime. And you do have to kind of flick the switch a little bit, turn it into PR mode for a bit, focus on that. But you can't really lose sight of what we're really here for, which is 500 miles on Sunday. This whole media day is awesome. The fact that they split the field up and send everybody to a bunch of different markets really help promote the race. It's a great way to do it. And obviously we're here in New York City. We've had a really busy day, tons of great hits, tons of great exposure. A lot of people, I think, are really excited about the race this year, and we hope that's something that not only encourages them to come watch this year, maybe even come show up to the track, but in years ahead as well. It's 100th running. It's a big milestone, but we want just as many people to come to the 101st and 102nd. And I think with all these eyes on the race, if we put on a good show, we'll get a lot of people coming back.
Transitioning into trying to get out of that.
It's tough. Having just 1 hour of practice left, 2 days before the race is going to be a challenge for everyone. I think that the Monday session was very valuable. Before, we didn't used to have that, and now we can get some race running done. It's going to be very busy on track. A lot of cars will be out there kind of making those final adjustments. As you know, IMS is so temperature sensitive, so condition sensitive. It's going to be the closest to what we see on race day, so we got to pay attention and got to tune the cars as best we can.
Take me through pre-race.
Pre-race at the 500 is interesting. It's kind of stressful. Obviously we've got the biggest race of the year coming up after that, and you're trying to focus, but there's still a lot to do. You're in the green room, you're talking to people, there's still some sponsor handshakes to do. Driver intros obviously is one of the coolest things that we get to do, walking across the wall there and seeing the largest sports stadium on earth sold out this year, and 400,000 people applauding the drivers as they come over. It's a very unique kind of thing, kind of surreal. And it is tough. You do the class photo, and then you kind of walk your way up the grid to your car, and in that time is when you sort of kind of have to switch gears a little bit, start focusing a little more, start getting your head in the game, because it doesn't take long for taps to be played, back home in Indiana to be sung, the anthem to go off, and then you're in those cars and you're off to the start of the race.
Yeah, this is a unique month because it's obviously very hectic. We're traveling, we're doing a lot of media things, a lot of sponsor obligations, and we stay extremely busy. I always make the joke that can't wait till race day comes so I can get in the race car and relax. And I really mean that. I mean, it's this could be pretty draining, and you just want to get in and do your job, and that's a different kind of draining. It's that's the fun part is when you get behind the wheel. It's going to be a pretty hot day as well. So that place, it's not very physical on your body, but it ends up being physical because of how mentally draining it is. If that makes any sense. So this whole month as a whole, it takes a toll on you.
This year's race has been the buzz.
To be honest, yeah. I mean, this is the biggest buildup of any race I've ever taken part in. This is the biggest sporting event in the world before the 100th. So, it's going to be a pretty unique feeling. I mean, I can't wait for race day. Just the energy that's going to be surrounding that place is going to be pretty incredible.
You spent the day in New York with fan support.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, what we're doing here in New York, obviously making the media rounds, but even with this photo, having the old cars here, and with an unbelievable setting behind us. So, yeah, it's cool. A lot of buzz.
I'll be sure to take in that first few laps, you know, the parade laps leading up to the start of the race, leading, you know, the field, that front row leading the field to the start of the 100th running. I mean, this is one of the biggest, if not, this is the biggest race. Could be the biggest of all of our careers that we've ever experienced. So I'll be sure to take that bit in. The variable that no one can really put their finger on is the conditions. You know, we can't understand, we can't know for sure how much the heat's going to affect us. It's going to affect the racing, the show, everything. 90-degree heat versus how we were at 65, 70 degrees in practice will throw everyone for a loop no matter what. I wish there was a little bit more time to sit around and think about it because, frankly, there hasn't been a whole lot. You know, it's been a busy week, busy 2 weeks with the Indy GP, right into Indy 500 practice, right into qualifying practice, qualifying, right back into race practice, and now we're doing our media thing and getting around, you know, promoting the race. I look forward to getting back in the race car for sure. That's the best part of the job.
Speaking of Friday practices.
Oh, Friday practice is really important. This is going to be something where we can try different aero configurations, run a few sets of tires, you know, get a few items on the menu for Sunday morning to pick our downforce levels. But right now, looks like it's going to rain, so hopefully we can reschedule it. You could feel the energy leading up to this event. You can feel the importance of it, all that history and all the emotion invested in this thing. It's amazing. Great to be a part of it. It's an honor to be a part of it. I just want to go racing, so it's been a big lead up to it, and I'm sure the race weekend you're going to feel it even more. Race morning, I think that'll be the longest 3 hours, 4 hours is waking up to the time that you actually sit in the race car. But I'm looking forward to it.
How much of the, you know, sport?
Oh, that's the one thing. You know, everybody knows the Indy 500. That's a race that resonates. It's got name recognition, brand value that everyone knows. And when you mention it's the 100th running, it takes it the next level. So here in New York City, it's great to be spreading the word, promoting the race, and you know, hopefully we're going to put on a great show.
Who's your favorite driver?
Yeah, it's been a pretty hectic month all up, really, and you know, practice, qualifying. You know, now you've got a few days off before the race, which is always kind of anxious in a way. You just kind of want to get on with it, get on with the weekend. You know, looking forward to Carb Day, because that's when the weekend begins and you can start getting yourself into full race mode. You know, final checks on the car. Carb Day, I think at that point, you know, when it is in the morning and so on, it's very cool. So it's really just a systems check. I think you need to have your car pretty sorted by this point. You obviously we'll do a few other maybe little adjustments, but you do have some adjustment in the race with the wings and bars in your car. But apart from that, you just do a systems check on Friday.
This year's race.
It's been real noticeable on practice days, just how many people are there, and especially qualifying day. You know, it's the first time you could see in turn one there's, you know, it looked like the grandstand was full. Definitely a lot more people in previous years, so you can see that people are really embracing the 100th running, and I think it's just going to be awesome on race day when you see that sold out crowd.
On race morning, as you go through the kind of...
Yeah, it's always cool to come to New York. It's great to see the media, you know, really getting behind the 100th running, and you know, it's also fun hanging out with fellow drivers that we'll be competing against pretty hard on Sunday.
You got audio rolling on that thing?
There is audio, yeah. I have one of those at home. It's in the garage. When you walk around with these things,
Oh, you use jump back?
I don't know if there's brakes on this thing. I like this shit. I couldn't imagine it. It's so cool. Just I could like looking forward to seeing the track and like Will Power is making race car noises. So funny. No drag. Look at that. That's I've got the way clean. This thing actually for the cockpit door just doesn't have the lines. You wouldn't have this thing. You guys want to talk about the timing of the thing?
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.